Why do you think Simbe is rolling out a fixed position sensor to complement its shelf scanning robots that we already know and love, and so much so that they are also a new sponsor of the Fast Five, might I call
Yeah,
out?
100%. I think they're doing it because it's freaking smart. It's a smart
Yeah.
idea. And to your point, in full disclosure, like Simbe is now a sponsor of this podcast on a weekly basis, and we're going to do some more work with them. And as well, we just released a Spotlight Series podcast with their CEO Brad Begolia yesterday when this news broke, talking about this very thing. So again, to your point about Cedric, we're trying to stay on top of it for all you folks that listen to us on a regular basis. And so the answer to me about why I think this is smart, Ann, it comes down to one word, and that's vigilance. So there are
Hmm.
certain areas of the store that you just have to keep a closer eye on. That and the robot, as great as it is doing it at standard intervals. So things just move quicker in certain areas than the robot can capture. So those are things where you have high throughput, like probably fresh produce in some stores. High theft is also a big issue. So if you get those running right, the ROI drops to the bottom line pretty quickly. So here's the use case, because I queried some friends of mine. I was like, okay, why is this an important use case?
Yeah.
And what they said to me is like, so you take alcohol, right? You put a fixed position camera looking at the alcohol, and it's basically sending updates, let's say every 15 minutes, so that, if in that 15-minute cycle they see that something got hit, a ton of product got stolen, they can correlate that back to the POS. And then the idea then is that the AP teams can get that information, and they can know exactly when to look in the camera systems, the overhead camera systems, to try to figure out who's been stealing, right? That's information that doesn't exist without this type of setup.
Yeah.
The other important point here of why this is smart is it's an extension of what Tally the Robot does. The problem with fixed position camera systems is they only are positioned to look at what they look at. They don't get a
Hmm.
360 view. And so the only way this works if it's complemented with the 360 view of the robot as it's scanning the store to get the full view of everything on the shelf. And so the fixed position camera then just tells you what's missing or what's moving really quickly. That's why it's really smart. It's a product extension, and it just widens the market for Brad and the Simbe team.